Okay. Sorry, I was trying to go live on Facebook. Unfortunately, I can't. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Are you there? Do let me know. Are you there? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So let me just quickly write the topic that you're going to be learning from me: how to work at peak productivity without breaking down. While I'm writing it, if you are a fellow workaholic, do let me know. Just say yes. If you're a fellow workaholic, just say yes. Let me see in the comments. If you're a fellow workaholic, just write something. Let me see in the comments. Okay, I'm seeing some comments. I'm seeing all of you. Yes, yes, yes. Because this session is for you, all of you. Funny enough, I'm not a workaholic. I wanted all of you to come out to come out of your shell, because if I had put the question in a different kind of way, maybe you'll be hiding. Maybe being the workaholic is not a good thing. But let me hide. Though. Member of Workaholic Anonymous. Very interesting. You're at the right place, because I'm going to shake some tables for you for this particular session, where we are going to be talking about how to work consistently at peak productivity without breaking down. Okay. Oh, I forgot to add how to work consistently. Well, now you know the topic. Let's proceed quickly. So, as somebody that loves to work, okay, I used to be a workaholic, not anymore. As someone that loves to work, as a creative, whether you're a creative, somebody that owns a business, whether you are an employee, an employer, anyone you are, okay? Just listen to this session, because I know that you're somebody that loves to show up. It doesn't even matter if you're just a mom, because you need to keep showing up for your kids, or you're just a wife. You need to keep showing up for your spouse, or whatever it is you're doing that requires you to keep showing up, as in something that just means that you have to be responsible. It means that you have to keep showing up, right? Great. So because you need to keep showing up consistently, you may run into the risk or the error of doing so at the expense of other things that matter. That is where we have issues with workaholism. Okay, you're so interested in doing so many things. You just working, the thought that you're doing something productive, you're making impact, you're making more money, you're just showing results. Just the thoughts of you doing all these things make you feel so fulfilled. I know that feeling, it will make you to just keep working and working and working, that you don't even know your limit again. So let me just tell you my story. Maybe some of you already know, but let me just share this. Back in 2018, this used to be me, okay? Ezinne Workaholic Nnamdi. This used to be my name. Then I was doing my internship, my youth service. I was rounding off anyway. And then I was learning how to sew. I was learning how to make wigs. I was studying for an exam. All this is in addition to my job as a medical officer in a big tertiary hospital in Nigeria. So you can imagine how my routine was. I used to wake up by, let me say, 7, so that I can rush to work before 8 o'clock. Okay. So when I start my day at 8, I'll go to work. I'll stay at work, we'll work till around 4. That's when I'll go home. Okay? Someone said multitasker. Just chill. So I'll go home by 4 p.m. Not home. I'm not going home straight. I'm actually going for my training where I'm learning how to sew. How to sew. Okay? So I'll stay there from 4 till about 6 p.m. So within those 2 hours, and if you are somebody that has been in the tailoring department, someone that sews, you know that it requires a lot of mental commitment. Like, it's like where you're solving maths, you need to calculate a lot of things. So you can imagine how stressed I will be by the time I'm getting home. I've not eaten well. By the time I'm getting home, I'm so stressed. Then I'll rush, maybe bait or do a few things so that I can catch up with the study group for my exam, for the exam we are preparing. So we had a study group where we had to study together from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, so I will invest that time there and study 8 to 10 p.m. This is in addition to having time for my family. Then I didn't have kids, so it was just my husband. Okay, imagine starting my day from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. I'm still working. By the time I'm done, like, I'm so exhausted, that the only thing on my mind is to sleep. But instead of sleeping immediately, I'll use that time to now catch up on social media, read news, or any other thing interesting that needs to be done, watching movies or anything like that. So you can now imagine when I'm going to bed. By the time I go to bed and sleep, I'll now wake up the next day and continue the routine. See, the interesting part of this story is not even that I'm doing a lot of things. The interesting part is how much joy I derive telling people that I am so busy every day. Like, if you ask me, how are you doing? It was like a bragging right, This is how I run my day. I do a lot of things. I'm learning how to sew wig. I'm working. I'm preparing for exams. So it was like a bragging right. To me, I didn't have any issue. Okay, so when it got to a point when my mom visited me, she saw the way I was living, and she was like, "Wow, you have to take it easy." When she said that, and I didn't see any need to take it easy. I just continued my bragging right. I told her, I do this, I do that, so that she can say in her mind, whether she will say it out or in her mind, that this my daughter is hardworking. So let me now tell you what happened. One day, I in the study group I had, the exam study group I had, somebody said they were mentioning names of those that weren't so serious with the study group, and my name was there. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" Even though I was showing up, that means I wasn't showing up well enough. It wasn't long before my trainer, my tutor for the sewing school, now complained that my job is not good. Like, I don't produce a neat job. I was like, I thought I was giving results. That was when it dawned on me that yes, I was doing a lot of things, but I was producing less quality results. I was seeing results, but they were so inferior compared to what I should do. I did not learn my lessons from there, actually. I continued though until one day when I now said, maybe I should just improve on the way I sleep. Maybe I should just improve my sleep. Okay, the quality of my sleep. As a doctor, and I know these things. I said, okay, since it's sleep, what I'll do now is that I would schedule my sleep, because that's the right thing to do. It's one of the right things to do when you're trying to improve your sleep. I'll schedule my sleep and try to sleep from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. So I set up my alarm that this is now my new sleep schedule, so that I can be getting enough sleep, and it will help and improve my life. Imagine trying to fix my life with sleep, whereas I've not fixed the major thing that was weighing me down. All these works I was doing without rest. So I now tried fixing my sleep. I'll force myself to go to bed by 11, by 6. I'm forcing myself to get up, whether I've slept enough or not. To my body, the interpretation was, Ezinne, what are you doing? I'm still trying to adjust with this your crazy schedule. And now you're imposing a schedule on me when I'm not even ready. Okay? I tried that in day 1, day 2. By day 3, I began feeling dizziness. I began feeling weakness. I thought it was malaria. I'm living in a malaria endemic zone. I was in Asaba, then Nigeria. So I thought it was malaria. I began taking malaria tablets. And by day 3, I wasn't getting any results. That was when I carried myself to the hospital. On getting there, they had to admit me because I wasn't getting better. So you can imagine how I learned the hard way that Ezinne, enough is enough. You need to rest. That was how I spent a day in the hospital, then got back, and now decided to take charge of my life. So all these things I told you guys now are just a part of the story. I didn't tell you the full consequence of that lifestyle. Remember, I had a bragging right, which is common to what people do on social media these days. You see somebody, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They don't tell you the other side of the story, how much is impacting their lives. That is what happens with workaholism. You are enjoying what you're doing. You're not running out of ideas. Every day you have something new to talk about. Every time you have something new. As in, there is always this thrill that you're doing something productive. You're being responsible. You're making impacts. You're making more money. That you don't want to stop. You just want to keep doing it. People are hailing you. People are telling you, oh, you're doing so great. Oh, that woman is hardworking. Oh, that guy is doing so great. You're doing all these things. And you're not telling people the other side of the story of how you're getting tired. You're getting so tired at the end of the day, of how you're feeling sleepy during the day because you've not slept well enough, of how you're having recurrent headaches, of how your migraine is worsening, of how you're not having blood pressure problems, of how you're now of how your house is so scattered because you don't even have time to take care of it, of how you're eating rubbish. Okay? So this is the other side of the story of being a workaholic. It happened to me, so I'm not telling you something that I'm not telling you one theory like that. So what are the consequences of this lifestyle of people? Of people that enjoy what they do. The consequence of this lifestyle that will make them to just keep working. Because I know that if I ask some people now, would you love to have more than 24 hours in a day? I'm sure I'm going to get yes. Okay? Because you feel that if you had extra time, you're able to do more. But I can tell you that 24 hours is enough for you. More than enough for you if you use it right. So in this session, you're going to learn how to work consistently at peak performance, whether you're a workaholic. You continue to work that same way you want without breaking down. Somebody said absolutely yes. How to work without breaking down. But before I tell you that, these are the consequences of working consistently without break, which will now further make you break down. So aside the physical aspect, where you're at risk of health problems like having blood pressure problems, there are situations where you now hear about young people coming down with BP problems as early as, let me say, 30 years or even 20-something. You're having young people coming down with diabetes. Maybe they have a genetic predisposition, but because of the stress, it now triggers it to come earlier than normal. You have young people coming down with recurrent ulcers. Okay, stomach ulcers. It's not that stress causes all these things directly, rather it worsens them. You're treating for a particular ailment, but you're not getting any results because of stress. Not to talk about the mental implication of depression, anxiety. All these things are due to stress. Okay, these are the things that happen at the back end of people that just keep working and working and working without rest or without taking care of themselves. Other consequences are sleeping poorly, and you know that poor sleep has been attributed to heart problems, both now and later in the future, brain problems, forgetfulness. Okay, now the next one is that you may be seeing results, but you may be seeing more of lesser quality results. Okay, so your productivity will drop. You'll be amazed at how much at what your peak productivity should be, or what your peak productivity is if you actually work right. So what you think is peak productivity now may not be peak productivity according to your own capacity. But because you're so enjoying the workaholism, you think you're being so productive. We'll find out soon. So you may get poor feedback even from your place of work, and it will be so bad on your record that they are giving you poor feedback. And this poor feedback can come from different causes, okay? It may not just be because you're now underperforming. It may even be because of your attitude. Because when you're so stressed, that's not the best time for you to be talking calmly to people. You're going to be so irritable. You're going to shout at somebody, hey, stop that. Hey, I don't like how you're doing. You, as in the disguise of you're giving it to people back to back. You're just being rude. You're just being arrogant because of your stress. And it's showing up on other people. Before you know it, they are going to tag you as that crazy guy or that crazy woman. It can even ruin your relationship with people because you don't even have time for them. And even if you do, you are not so relaxed to actually spend time with them, including people you love, including people, even your parents, your children. Before you know, your children are knowing you as that angry mom or angry dad. Anytime you're coming back, you're ready to lash out at everybody because you're not managing whatever it is that you're doing properly. There is no balance. Okay? If you're somebody that live alone and you're living that kind of lifestyle, I'm sure that when I come to your house is going to be scattered. And you know the thing that happens when you're living in a scattered home, you're going to have nightmares. That's the cause of the nightmares you're having. That scattered house. Better arrange it now. Okay, that's aside. So next thing is that it can affect your behavior, your emotions, okay, loss of relationship, even death. Yes, there are people that have lost their lives due to stress. Yes, I can tell you that. There are people, it may not be directly, it may be indirectly, maybe it worsened a particular ailment that it wasn't managed or it wasn't discovered early enough, and before you know, the person's life is gone. Some people have died by suicide, maybe because of stress-related issue that pushed them to depression. Okay, so now that you are aware of all these consequences, how can we now work? We love to work, yes. I also love to work, yes. So how can we now work with sense so that it doesn't affect other areas of our lives, and so that we can keep showing up for the things we are doing consistently? If people require us to keep showing up, if we are social media influencers and we need to keep showing up, if it's our children that needs us to keep being strong for them and be showing up for them, if it's our family, how do we do this without breaking down? This is what you're going to learn at the end of this session. Okay, all of you that are laughing, and they will be broken. Please, don't fall off yet. So the first thing is self-awareness. Now, I'm going to explain to you self-awareness using this rubber band. This is my daughter's hairband. So I'm going to explain self-awareness using this rubber band. So I call it the rubber band analogy. Now, if I just throw this rubber band, it will just land on the table in front of me, okay? But if I want it to go further, that means I need to stretch it. Okay? Now, this stretch is for it to work at peak performance, right? So it can get to the farthest distance it should. So that is why I'm going to apply a little pressure to it so it can move. Now, that is what happens to people that are responsible, okay? You need a little stress to work at peak performance. Yes, you may tell me I don't understand, because all you know about stress is that it's bad. If there is no stress, you may want to relax because nothing is pushing you out your buttocks, under your buttocks for you to get up and go to work each day, because there is no money. If you don't go to work, you not eat. So those little pressures are what you need, okay, to put in your best and get results so that you can live the kind of life you want to live. All right. So that's what happens with this my rubber band. I'm stretching it and it will move to the farthest distance I want it to get to. So when you are stressed a little, yeah, you're going to need it to work. And that all those times when you have an exam, your heart is beating fast because the exam is approaching. That means your body is telling you, hey, I need to read now. I need to read now. Okay. So if you're not having all those tiny, tiny pressures, you may just relax that this exam, and it may not end well for you. Okay, now back to the rubber band. Now I've stretched it. If I want this rubber band to last for me, I would, after using it, I would keep it. I will allow it to return to its original state and keep it. Okay. However, if I stretch this rubber band and I don't allow it to return it to its original state before stretching it again, that means what I'm doing is this. I've used it like this and I just allowed it to recoil a little bit and I'm stretching it again. I'll just allow it to recoil a little bit and I'll stretch it again. This is a lifestyle of some people, unfortunately. What I just explained now is people that work continuously, subjecting that body to a lot of work without rest. Maybe they just slept a little. All those people that tell you sleep is for the weak, they will now rest a little. Okay? Their body has not returned to the original, natural, relaxed state. They now wake up, carry that same body that is not well rested to go and work again. Now, if you continue doing like this, work, rest a little, work, before you know it, this rubber band is going to get weak. I don't know if you're understanding. Just write something in the comment section. Let me know you're following up with my rubber band analogy. Okay? So you're going to, before you know it, this rubber band is going to get really weak. Because, come on, you're not even allowing it to rest at all. And before you know it, one day you now pick it up to use and it will just cut. Okay. Imagine I'm using this rubber band to pack. Oh, sorry. I forgot that I don't have hair again. So imagine you're using this rubber band to pack hair. You know that for those that have hair, you know that is this particular rubber band. By the time you keep using it, before you know it, that it will cut. So that is the same thing that happens. You're not allowing it to rest at all. Before you know it, it has cut. Great. So this is the lifestyle of some people. No rest, nothing. The body is just subjected to work. One day the body will tell you, see, you don't stress me too much. I can't. It will just go and rest on its own and pack up. And now that productivity that you're forcing yourself to get to, you must take that rest and that productivity will dwindle. Because who is going to continue? Nobody. Okay? Now compare it to a situation where I stretch this rubber band, you work, and then you allow it to go and rest. You say, that is it for today. The next day, you bring it up, stretch it. That is it for today. You drop it. Who will survive more? It's not the second person. Of course, the second person. Now, back to the first person. Some people are like that. When the rubber band has now cut, next thing you're going to do is to tie it so that it can continue working. So that's how some people are now living. These are another set of people. They've tied their rubber band. Maybe it's now they are now trying to patch up life. Maybe they are sick, whether it's physically or mentally. They are trying to patch up life. Maybe it's now drug that they are taking or something that they are taking. They are getting therapy. They are getting help. You know that you're patching up life and you're still subjecting yourself to more stress. What will happen? This part has cut already that you're patching. Next thing, another part will cut now. Is it not? Another part will cut. That is, this particular explanation is for people that compare themselves to others. So when we are talking about managing stress, we are talking about different sets of people. I granted an interview yesterday, and one of the questions I was asked was, what do you think? Which zones in Africa suffer stress more than others? I told the interviewer that I can't categorize the severity of stress according to zones because stress is individualized. Here is why. This may be one person. Everything is intact. There is no patch here. There's no patch here. Okay? So this person can continue to work the way he or she wants. Now, the other person, maybe due to a health problem, the rubber band has cut and it's been tied. So we are now managing it. this other person can't work or subject him or herself to the same capacity that the first person is working. This is where self-awareness comes in. Self-awareness helps you understand your capacity. How much can I handle in a day? How much can I take? Considering every factors around me, health factors, genetic influence, environmental influence, how much support do I have? All these things influence how much each person experiences stress and how they cope. Okay, that's why you shouldn't be comparing yourself to the next person you're seeing on social media. So if a woman, let me say you come on social media, you see one woman talking about how she's always looking peng, she's a mom, she's a working class lady, she owns her business, she's doing exams, she's doing all of that, and you on the other hand, you're there wishing that, hey, I wish this was me. You're feeling bad about your life. Have you considered that person's circumstances? Maybe she has a lot of help. Maybe she has house helps. Maybe she has people running the business in her name. Do you understand? And now you're comparing yourself. You don't have that kind of support. You don't have that kind of money. You're just trying to manage, just like Dr. Mavi said, you're just trying to focus on one source of income, and you're comparing yourself with somebody that has so much support. Like if she sneezes here, people will gather, bring her money, or house helps will gather and do things, taking care of her children, nanny, everybody's there. And you're comparing yourself to such person. Come on, it's not going to work. So self-awareness means you are going to understand how much you can handle as an individual, all right, to produce maximum results. I'm not talking about comparing yourself to another person. So that is the first thing that is going to help you work at peak performance. So if for instance, let me use another instance. Motherhood comes really easy to me. Yeah, let me use another instance. Okay, you're a mom, you have an exam, or let me use an instance I used in the book I wrote. When I was pregnant, I was 39 weeks pregnant, and I was meant to sit for an exam. The exam was meant to last for, was it 8 to 9 hours? So I have read somewhere about a woman that was pregnant that did one huge project. So I was like, if she can do it, me, I can do it too. This is how I entered the exam. First hour, second hour, by the third hour, I wasn't even seeing clearly again. Talk more of. As I wasn't even seeing clearly again. So all I needed to do was just to get to just tick attendance that I actually stayed to the end of the exam so that I can go home and take care of myself. So I didn't consider the fact that my condition was peculiar and different from that other woman's pregnancy. Okay, and I went to try something that I wasn't able to handle. Of course, the result was terrible. Do you understand? So that is what self-awareness helps you do. It helps you to know how much you can handle per time. It helps you to know how much, as in what you can do, how much effort do you need to put in to get maximum results. That is what self-awareness does to you. And how can you be self-aware? You can do that by journaling. Journaling can help you know the things. Let me say, it can help you identify the triggers of your stress. Okay, it can help you identify the triggers of your stress. It can also help you identify at what level can I stop, or at what level do I need to get to before I'll stop something, or how much can I handle per time. Okay, so that's something that can help you. So now we are talking about self-awareness. The next thing now is, what can I do to return my body? Since I've stretched my body each day, what can I do to return it to its original, natural, well-rested state, so that the next day I can also work at peak performance or peak productivity? These are the things you can do. At the end of each day, go and sleep. I know that there's this thing we always hear where they tell you, if you sleep now, what will you now do in the grave? Don't fall for that, because maybe somebody have done it and they succeeded. You don't know your own capacity. Okay, so if you want to last long enough, it means you need to get that rest at the end of each day. It's a natural thing. It's something that your body is a natural mechanism that our body has been accustomed to, so that at the end of each day we can go and rest, so that we can give our brain enough time to mop up any toxins that have accumulated at the end of each day. Okay, so you need that sleep to get your body to rest, to bring down those raging stress hormones that we elevated each day. Because what happens in stress is that when those hormones keep being elevated, it will get to a point where it will now start damaging organs. Okay, it will start causing problems in your body, both physical problems or mental health problems. Okay, so what you can do is you need to sleep to bring down those raging hormones. Then throughout each day, as much as possible, find opportunities that can make you relax. Okay, any opportunity at all, even if it means watching a comedy or just laughing at jokes. Just like we talked about work stress, are your co-workers laughing, making a joke, something to laugh about? Don't be so rigid. It may be just an opportunity for you to laugh, release happy hormones that will just make the stress hormones to reduce. Okay, leaving the happy hormones in your system. Do you understand? So any opportunity you find to do something relaxing in the course of the day, please go ahead and do it. Problem no dey finish. That's what we say here. Problem no dey finish. Any opportunity you get to relax, please give it that chance and relax. Okay. Now, the next thing is that you can do other things to help you reduce the stress hormones, like investing in your hobbies. Like if whatever your hobbies are, please can you share in the comment section what your hobbies are? Because I asked this thing on my Instagram page, and I found interesting things, that really fascinated me. I would love to try. So please share your hobbies. I may find something new to add to my list. Like me, I love to listen to music, good music, especially with headphones. So once I'm listening, I feel so calm. It depends on the songs anyway. Then so long as they are not sad songs that will now make you to be thinking about the worst moments of your life. Now, other things you can do, maybe hobbies like dancing, writing, whatever your hobbies are. Okay, someone said reading and writing. Great. I used to love writing, but these days I don't even know the problem why. I barely pick up pen these days. Okay, listening to music, yeah, I love that too. Reading, writing, journaling, awesome. Good music, traveling, yeah, I love that too. Okay. Watching cartoons helps reduce my awesome. Watching cartoons, great. Cooking, oh, interesting. Cooking to relieve stress. I can imagine. Let me liken that to sewing. I love to sew as a hobby, even if you're not paying me, because when I see the result, I will be so happy. Like if you ask me for money, I can give you money, but please don't ask me. So I think that's also what happens when you cook and you now see results. Okay. I love cartoons and animations too. Awesome. Okay. Hobby skipping. Interesting. That's lovely. All right, so let me quickly proceed. Now, another thing you can do to help you reduce the raging stress hormones are taking walks. Okay, you can just take a walk. I do that a lot in the evening. Now, it's not just about taking walk. The thing is actually mindful exercising. Now, what is mindful exercising? It means you're just being present in what you're doing. So, like this, someone loves to skip. When you're skipping, you're being mindful, as in you're taking notes of how the rope is swinging up and down, and you jumping over it, so you're being present in the moment. That's what makes the difference. But if you're doing an exercise and all that is going on in your mind is only things that are worrying you, just know that you're not going to get results. Okay, you will barely get results compared to somebody that is mindful in what it doesn't mean that your problems are over. What it does is that it helps bring down those hormones, makes you feel more relaxed, and believe me, you're going to have more clarity to tackle whatever issue that is bothering you. once you practice mindfulness or something that is relaxing. Then again, from time to time, you practice deep breathing. I know that this one may sound like maybe just one of these things they usually say. No, it actually works. Okay? Practice deep breathing. Remember, the goal is doing something each day, across each day, that can reduce those raging stress hormones so that you can last, so that you can wake up the next day energized to give it your best, so that you keep showing up for that thing you love to do, that thing that is bringing you money, for those people that really matter to you. Keep showing up for them. Okay, so that's the goal, remember. Then, as much as possible, resolve conflicts. Nobody likes to fight unless you love to fight, unless it gives you vitamin C. Go ahead. But for most of us, we don't like to fight. So as much as possible, resolve conflict with the mindset of, okay, what do I aim to achieve from this conflict, from this problem? What do I aim to achieve? So that means, what if what I want to achieve is peace? That means my next course of actions. Oh, sorry, my laptop is going down. I need to check it right away. So that means my next course of actions will be geared towards peace. Okay? I'm sorry. So now we've talked about things that you can do to reduce the raging stress hormones. We are going to talk about the next thing, which is scheduling your rest day. See, this thing may sound very simple, but if you know how impactful it is, you think about it, you consider it a lot. Because when the time I was admitted in the hospital, I didn't tell you guys what I did subsequently to help myself. I just brought out 2 days each week. 2 days each week to help my life. I brought out Wednesdays and Sundays. That was when I was in Nigeria. So on Wednesdays, anything that I was in control of, like my training days, I was in control of the timing. Anything I was in control of, I just canceled it. Please, if I go to work, I'll come back and sleep. And I saw remarkable improvements. The sewings I was doing subsequently were looking so neat. My instructor was so impressed. Even in the study group, I was now contributing maximally. I was even happy with myself. So I was working less and producing much better results compared to when I was just working every day, producing lesser results. So that's why I mentioned initially that you may be working, you may think you're producing your best results now as a workaholic, but if you implement restful measures, you find out that you are actually able to do much more than you're doing now. It may sound ironical, but it's something practical. Just try it and you're going to see the results I'm talking about. Okay, so schedule your rest day. If you're in my group, I always talk about SIR, scheduled intermittent rest, SIR. If you are a workaholic, just like I was talking with my friend the other day, she is into business. When she was sharing her ideas with me, I was just smiling. You know why I was smiling? Because the ideas are not going to stop coming. Okay, as a creative, as someone that loves producing things, that loves doing things and seeing results, so long as you're investing in projects, as in you're doing things as they come, you're going to keep getting more ideas to do more. That one is fact. But the problem is when you don't take rest, when you're only focused on implementing, one day your body may not be strong enough to implement the next idea. So some workaholics run into that trap. Okay, they are seeing results, so they are bound to keep doing more and more, forgetting other things that matter, which can even ruin their relationship with people because they are not showing up again for other people. All right, so you need to schedule your rest, schedule it. And that rest period. And another thing I've noticed is that people that tend to work hard find it difficult to just sit a day doing nothing. As in, if you tell them, hey, today you're not going to do anything, it's hard for them. It's like you're forcing them to do something they are not used to. But if you want to last, you must do it. You must. And you see amazing results. Okay, if you agree with me, just be writing in the comment section. If you disagree, please share as well, because I love us being practical. Sorry, I need to charge my phone right now, my tablet right now. So okay, that means that my lighting is reduced. It's all right. I believe you can still see me clearly. So if you disagree, also share. Let me know what works for you, because this is a practical thing that at the end of this session, we are going to start seeing results with the new lifestyle we are living as workaholics, as people that are responsible, as people that love to do things to impact lives, to make more money, or to influence people for good. Okay, so you have to schedule your rest day. Like mine is Friday. Why I chose Friday is because this is Qatar, the Arab country. We go to church on Fridays. Friday is our own weekend, unlike Nigeria, where it's Saturday, Sunday. So Friday, Saturday is a weekend here, Friday majorly. Okay, so I chose Friday as my rest day. That Friday, I don't schedule any meetings. Nobody, don't disturb me. It's me, my family, because I also need to rest so that I can rejuvenate in a way that I can also be more productive the next week. So I'll keep showing up. So some things you can do on your rest day is you can go to the spa, that's if you can afford it. If you can just do pedicure, manicure, because there are some creatives. If I tell you guys to show me your nails now, your nails will be like vampire nails, because you're not even taking care of it. You're not even interested. You don't even care about the body because of the things you're so invested in. But for you to last, you need to be intentional about these things, and you can do these things on the day you set aside for your rest day. Okay, someone says that mine has to be Sunday. Yeah, awesome. So if you've chosen a rest day, please share in the comment section. Let me know your own rest day. Okay, awesome. So you can use it to read things that are unrelated to your work, like discovering more about cultures of different countries in Africa or around the world, or discovering more about reading up about femininity, reading more about masculinity, reading more about how to dress, things like that. All these things that are so exciting, you can just look them up on YouTube. As in, they are not related to your job, but they are so exciting. They release the happy hormones. They make you feel so relaxed. It can be catching up with friends, gisting with them, calling people that you've not even called. Because I know that if I ask you now, maybe there are some people that are important in your life that you should have called, but you're not calling them again because you feel you're so busy. Forgetting that you can't do without people, no matter how woke we are trying to sound now, where we say things like, the more I grow, the more I need less friends. Listen, you need support. You need support in this life, especially when it comes to mental health related issues. You need support. So don't alienate from people just because you're trying to build your business, especially people that really matter in your life. Make out time for love. That is what wealth means. Wealth is not just the money. Relationships may also make up the wealth, okay? Because we need people. Okay, someone said, oh, thank you for the reminder. Booking my spa this weekend. Awesome. Friday. Oh, awesome. Great. Okay, now the third thing, I should be rounding off now so that I can take questions. The third thing is identify your source of stress and take care of them. Well, this is not a stress management session, because I know I've been talking about stress, but stress-related issues are actually a lot. So let me just give you two major things when you're talking about stress, okay? Two things that can help you. Just know this. When you're stressed, just classify it into two. Does it have to do with me having limited resources to manage my stress? Or does it have to do with me reducing the huge demand in front of me? Okay? So just know this basic thing. For instance, if the source of your stress is a lot of people asking you for money, and in this case, what does it mean? Do I have to increase my resources to meet the demand? Or do I have to cut down on those asking me for money and telling them outrightly, I'm sorry, I don't have? Okay? So does it mean I have to reduce the huge demand, or do I have to increase my resources, whether it's human resources, employing more people, getting more help, delegating the jobs, or getting more money to assist you, to help you cope, or reducing the workload and spreading out, maybe having a schedule to a point that, okay, this is how much I can take, this is how much I can handle. Even if it's in your workplace, does it mean asking your manager or your supervisor to help you, the workload is too much, or to give you a better schedule? Or does it mean asking them to increase manpower, employ more people so that it can be easier to get the job done? So this is just the basics. There is so much with respect to stress, okay? Now, finally, intentionally take care of your mind and body so that it can last. If it means sleeping well, please sleep well. When I'm talking about sleeping well, I'm not talking about just closing your eyes to open it later. No. I'm talking about actually sleeping to the point that when you wake up, you're feeling refreshed. You're not having headaches. You're not feeling sleepy during the day because you didn't sleep well. So when you wake up, you're like, I feel so refreshed, When you sleep well, I'm sure you will know. Okay, so when I mean sleeping well, eating well, like that, my story, I wasn't eating well. I was just surviving. Like my eating was just to give me the glucose I needed to continue working. So I wasn't actually eating for the sake of eating well. It was just to survive by each day. That was why my body was able to break down quickly, because my immunity went down. So eating well involves being intentional in your meals, eating your fruits and vegetables. If you can cook, awesome. If it means that you need to buy food, when you're buying, buy the ones that are healthy, not the ones that have too much oil. Because what most vendors do is that when they cook, they pour a lot of oil in it, right, to look good, forgetting that the oil is not what you need. It's just like if I give you this amount of oil to drink now, of course you will not drink it. But if I pour it inside stew, only one plate of stew, because you're not intentional about your meal, you finish it. So that way you've taken this amount of oil, which is not good for your health. Do you understand? So if you're buying food, be intentional in buying healthy foods, okay? And also avoid all these processed foods. I'm just giving you general things that can help you, okay? Avoid all these processed foods, everyday gala, everyday gala. Easy now, huh? Easy. Then avoid smoking. If you must take alcohol, just drink minimally. For the sake of your liver, okay? For the sake of your heart, there is alcoholic heart disease, there's alcoholic liver disease. So for the sake of your body, so that you can last and keep showing up. Remember, our goal is for you to keep showing up consistently at peak performance, because you can also show up at minimal performance because you're not feeling well for that day. So at peak performance. And just like we were told in the previous session, learn how to set boundaries. Learn how to say no. Let your no be no. If you can't take in more, just say it. Okay? Don't be saying yes to everything. All right? And okay, I think I've concluded right now. If you have any questions, please, let me just summarize. While at it, please drop your questions if you have any for me. I'll be so happy to take your questions or comments or anything. All right. So let me just recap quickly. Remember self-awareness. If you need to start journaling to know the triggers of your stress, to know how much you're handling each day, to know how much results you're seeing, if you're satisfied with the results, just try as much as possible to do that, okay? Remember my rubber band analogy. Don't forget it. Anytime you're overworking and forget to sleep or forget to rest, remember this rubber band. Don't allow it to cut. Okay? Don't allow it to cut, because once it's cut, you'll now start trying to patch. Even if your own has cut already, please just take it easy on yourself. Okay? Don't compete with people that their own have not cut already, so that you can last. You can really last. You can also relay this message to your parents. Okay? This is not just for young people. Oh, Samia. Okay, gala. Gala is a snack. We eat it in Nigeria. We eat it to get by. How do I explain it? Is like it's made with flour, with beef inside. So like a rolled flour with beef inside. It's actually very sweet. I miss gala though. So if you have any questions, any comments, do let me know. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting, meanwhile, tomorrow's session is going to be the panelist session and it's the last day. Trust me, you don't want to miss that particular session because it's going to be so amazing. We have 4 amazing people, 2 men, 2 women, who are going to be showing up at the same time to discuss issues related to our various genders, men, women. How do we understand stress? How do we interpret stress? What do we expect from the opposite gender? How do we expect them to behave or to respond to us when we are communicating a certain kind of way? Because I've noticed that men don't like to talk about their stress. So how do we notice all these things, So it's going to be a conversation kind of thing, and I encourage you to be there. And even if okay, I encourage you to be there. And also, please invite others, okay? Invite others to participate in that session. And if this session has been helpful to you, please also let me know. Let me know. Let me know. It will encourage your sister. All right. Please also, you can subscribe to this channel so that you can also be getting notifications subsequently. And in addition to that, I would love us to communicate further on Instagram, because that is where I talk a lot. One of my hobbies I've noticed these days is I love sharing educative content. It's therapeutic to me. I was telling people that self-awareness have made me realize that I love sharing educative contents, whether it's in form of videos or text. So even if people are not paying me, I just love to do it for the fact that people are getting educated, getting knowledge. I talk about health, stress management, productivity. Don't ask me about money. I don't know about money. So on Instagram, this is where I do a lot of things. Let me just share it. Dr. Ezinne. So this is where I do a lot of things. You can write me or anything. Okay. Oh, thank you for this insightful session. I appreciate. I've learned. Okay. Well done, Dr. Ezinne. The session was impactful. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. I think we are going to be calling it a day. Be encouraged, though. You did great. All of us did great. Thank you all for showing up. Also, please, I beg of you, okay? Share the next session. Share that link, the registration link, with people. If you found today highly educative, or you learned something new, please share, because tomorrow will be much better. I know it, because the people coming on board are so experienced in things of life. So we were very careful in choosing our speakers. You're going to love it so much. All right. So please share the link so that other people can also participate and benefit from it. It was an amazing day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.